Buenos días y bienvenidos a todos. Good morning and welcome, everyone. Welcome to a community dedicated to providing spiritual tools for living a happy and full life. My name is Karina Shear, and I am the spiritual director and founding minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Puerto Vallarta. If you would like to join us for the live Zoom meeting, please contact me for the link and the password, or check our website, www.cslpv.org, and you'll find the link on the weekly talk section. Today is Sunday, April 12th, and we are continuing our monthly topic of the practice of becoming. The topic for this week is the path of vulnerability. The suggested book for reading this month is by Mark Nepo, The Endless Practice, Becoming Who You Were Born to Be. So at this time, I would like to once again welcome everyone, including those that are new to our teaching and to our center here in Vallarta, whether you are on the live Zoom call or watching the replay at a later time. Here we teach a philosophy that honors all faith traditions. So whatever path you are on, know that it is the right one for you. Everyone is welcome here. We teach a philosophy called the Science of Mind, which is a teaching based on new thought and ancient wisdom, where we offer spiritual tools and principles to promote personal growth, and we honor diversity in all aspects. When Dr. Ernest Holmes first founded this teaching in the 1920s, he had studied both Eastern and Western spiritual texts in order to create the science of mind, which focuses on the individual use of thoughts and this powerful thing called the mind. When asked to provide a concise definition of the teaching, he replied that it is a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion applied to human needs and aspirations. So each week, we offer a service with an inspirational message. We offer the Zoom meeting at 10 a.m., and we meet in person at noon on Sundays. So whether you are with us on the Zoom meeting or in person, please join us afterwards to enjoy some coffee and some great conversation with like-minded people. And so now, as we do each week, let's review our purpose, vision, and mission statements. We have a grand purpose here each week, and that is to awaken and celebrate diversity and to love and serve our community. We do this by means of our vision, creating the life you desire. And this is supported by our mission to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. And more on all of these can be found on their own drop-down page on our website. And now let's join together for a spiritual mind treatment from the Creative Thought magazine, April 2014 edition, excuse me, which was their last edition in print, or the last year in print, pardon me. So today is April 12th, so I'll be reading from April 12th. And as you know, spiritual mind treatment is always done in the first person. So I invite you to gently close your eyes and take these words as your own, if you so choose. All around me is God, the loving, supporting, divine presence in the universe. God and I are one as I live, move, and have my being in it. I recognize the powerful impact that creative intelligence has on my life as I make the decisions that drive my own life. I choose health, happiness, prosperity, and kindness. As it bubbles up out of me, I share it lavishly, and it returns to me in plentiful abundance. As I remember the value of my life and the gift that I am, I expand my world around me. I encompass so much vitality, wisdom, and purpose. I am organized, capable, and on the cutting edge of actions and ideas that propel me forward. I release any doubt, fear, or limitation, knowing that God is my constant companion. I am a divining rod for positive, purposeful action in my life and the lives of others. I attract other like-minded individuals who joyfully assist me in limitless, life-enhancing ways. The right people and situations cross my path at all times. I am so blessed. With gratitude, I release my word to the law of mind, which receives them the instant they are spoken. I peacefully relax into the divine right action of God. I let go, and with absolute trust, let God. And so it is. And that was originally submitted by Reverend Sandy Smith from Kennewick, Washington. So let's start today with a quote from Dr. Ernest Holmes. It is through the revelation of the self to the self that one understands life, that one approaches the power which is at the heart of God. Oh, I've got pop-ups all over. Okay. Sorry about that. I just had pop-ups all over my screen and I couldn't find my way back to the main one. So this week, our topic is regarding vulnerability. And vulnerability has gained attention in recent years through this virtue, although this virtue has always been in existence. In Science of Mind, Dr. Ernest Holmes invites us to be open, to be authentic, and to set aside our masks so that mental barriers can dissolve and the divine can be expressed, or rather revealed, through us as us. The path of vulnerability allows us to practice becoming. It invites us to live spiritually unclothed, to enter into a deeper connection with ourselves, and to surrender to healing. In his book, The Endless Practice, Mark Nepo wrote this: "At the deepest level, the reason to be vulnerable has nothing to do with whether we have company or not, and nothing to do with whether we belong or seen or heard. A flower blooms not because it has an audience, but because that's how it becomes what it was born to be. A hawk flies not because birds are watching, but because that is what it was put here to do. For human beings, how we grow is inextricably linked with being vulnerable, because being vulnerable makes us malleable enough to transform, to find our place in the larger universe, and to feel the oneness of things." So Gnomes, Nepo said, no, actually it was Ernest Holmes saying that we are invited to live spiritually unclothed. kind of sounds like inviting us to be naked. So, what is living spiritually naked? What does that mean? Well, to be spiritually naked is to remove our masks, not our clothes, and to reveal our divine essence. This doesn't mean that we all become extroverts or literally walk out in the streets exposed, airing our bank accounts, our income taxes, our worries, or our bodies to anyone and everyone who passes by. To live spiritually naked means to stop hiding our soul from the world and to create room for vulnerability. We are here to show our true selves as individualized expressions of God, spirit, source, divine energy, whichever term you use. We are here to allow spirit to express uniquely in each of us as love and peace. And we must stay faithful to our divine nature, for the spirit within us is God, lighthearted, but deeply real. Mark Nepo wrote this: holding nothing back lets us be who we are and not hide who we are. In essence, to hold nothing back means to live wholeheartedly in the presence required to experience oneness. So being vulnerable leads us to have a deeper connection. And the Spanish Royal Academy defines vulnerability from the Latin root word vulnerabilis as the capacity to be hurt or injured physically or morally. It's a state of risk, one that touches all of us at some point. Vulnerability is always available to us. The awareness of oneness is the foundation of all spiritual truth. There is one life, one mind, expressing through all people. Vulnerability dissolves ideas of separation and allows us to see the divine in each other. Connection is not something we create. It is revealed when the illusion of separation falls away. Vulnerability is spirit's surrender through the desire of life to express itself. When we risk showing up authentically, we open the door to true realization. Show me who you are as I show you who I am. We recognize ourselves in each other. When we are vulnerable, we stop hiding behind masks, roles, and defenses. Vulnerability releases control. Control is living from fear. Right now, there appears to be so much fear, especially when we tune into the mainstream media. So let's shift to living with trust in the universe. If you find yourself stuck in the fear, doom, and gloom, step away and find your center again by being in nature and finding things to do that bring you joy. Personally, I head to the beach and walk barefoot in the sand and listen to the waves of the ocean. Find what makes you come alive and do that. Vulnerability isn't about being exposed, it's about being undivided. Brene Brown said this: the foundation of courage is vulnerability, the ability to navigate uncertainty, risk, and emotional exposure. And in her book, Becoming, Michelle Obama wrote this: "Becoming isn't about arriving somewhere or achieving a certain aim. I see it instead as forward motion, a means of evolving, a way to reach continuously toward a better self. The journey doesn't end. I became a mother, but I still have a lot to learn from and to give to my children. I became a wife, but I continue to adapt, to be humbled, what it means to truly love and make a life with another person. I have become, by certain measures, a person of power, and yet there are moments still when I feel insecure or unheard. It's all a process, steps along a path. Becoming requires equal parts patience and rigor. Becoming is never giving up on the idea that there's more growing to be done." And this quote is from Jim Blake, CEO of Unity World Headquarters, where he said, "True strength isn't in the armor we wear, it's in the openness we allow. Vulnerability is not weakness, it's courage made visible. Open hearts heal people and worlds." So let's surrender to open up to our healing. And I'm not asking you to give up or hand over your power to someone or something. We surrender to a higher power when we let go of our fears and beliefs that we aren't good enough, smart enough, old enough, young enough, or fill in the blank. Surrender is not weakness or resignation. It is trust, alignment, openness, and participation with life. It doesn't mean nothing matters. It means I trust what is greater than my limited perspective. Surrender creates power, clarity, presence, and creative response. I remember a specific job interview where I had to be vulnerable. I told the department manager that I was tired of going to interviews and was told I wasn't the right person for the job because I didn't fit the image that they wanted. They wanted someone young, blonde, shapely, female, and with a great smile. But I wanted to be hired because of my work ethics, my intelligence, and ability to get the job done. Well, after saying all that, I was ready to be shown the door, but instead, I was hired on the spot. Being vulnerable is what got me the job. Surrender is not defeat, it is release. Every time we let go, something essential is revealed. The fifth step of spiritual mind treatment is when we release our word, knowing that the law is already acting. We release resistance to the highest good that is ready to emerge. Surrender lowers walls, opens the heart, and allows us to receive compassion and connection through love. Healing is revealed when we allow room for vulnerability, when we surrender, set aside the ego, and stop trying to control. Instead, we know that the law brings the right action and proper results. So in this way, we let go of the lesser to know the greater is expressing in our lives. I have one more quote for you. "When you let me see you, you give me permission to be seen." I suppose that could be a quick definition of the term namaste. I recognize the God in you as you recognize the God in me. So vulnerability is not weakness. It is a state of risk that most of us have encountered at one point or another in our lives. Embracing and recognizing this moment is what sets the path for expansion of consciousness. This is why the inner call is to bare our soul, to allow vulnerability, to create deeper connections with ourselves and others, and to surrender, opening to healing. This is our call to action, to recognize that mindfulness shapes our spiritual life, spiritual practices return us to the now. And being broken is never the end of our story. It is the beginning of becoming. So if you see someone vulnerable on the street, approach them and start a conversation. Say something that helps them feel seen and safe, not out of obligation, but because you recognize yourself reflected in their eyes. And I'll leave you with this final quote. We are here to awaken from the illusion of separateness. And that brings us to our affirmation for this week. Today, I show up authentically, open to love and transformation. And now it's time for news and updates at our center. We are continuing meeting at our new location of the Living Room Bookstore and Cafe in Cinco de Diciembre. And this location is noted on our website. And if you are planning on attending in person, please know that during the summer months, there is a space inside where it is air conditioned. But for now, we are meeting in the back patio. And there is a sun covering for us, so we will be comfortable all year round. And if you are interested in learning more about the Science of Mind teaching, we do offer courses via Zoom as well as in person. So connect with me or check our website for details. And there's also a survey for you to input what classes or courses or workshops you would be interested in taking so that we can plan for those. And if you would like to have a one-on-one connection for a spiritual mind treatment, please connect with me so we can plan for that. If you would like to become a committed member of CSL Puerto Vallarta for this current year, as membership does renew annually, or if you would like to be on the board of trustees, please contact me and I will be sure to send you the current forms. Our annual general meeting will be held on Zoom April 25th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Everyone is welcome, but you must be a member in order to vote. I'd also like to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. And let me know if you would like to receive our weekly post by Substack. And now it's time for mindful giving and our financial support of our spiritual home. We rely on your support to continue our center here in Puerto Vallarta so that we can continue offering this powerful teaching of the science of mind. We bless the financial gifts that you give today. Every donation is greatly appreciated, no matter the amount. We also tithe to our greater organization, which circulates our tithings to global outreach. And as well, we tithe to a local women's shelter. So your money goes so far in so many ways. Donations can be made using either PayPal or Tithely through our website, www.cslpv.org. And you'll find the links to PayPal and Tithely on both the landing page as well as the top of the page for the weekly talks. Alternatively, you can still mail in a paper check by addressing it to CSLPV number 403, 2125 Birch Road, Kelowna, BC, V1Y8N1. And now please join me in our offertory affirmation. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I do give eternal thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. So thank you for coming and sharing this time together. And let's continue practicing peace. We can each be a force for peace and nonviolence. Our words and our actions create ripples of peace all around us and beyond. Peaceful living includes acting with compassion, kindness, and consideration, and also includes standing up against injustice. Today, more than ever, we need to stand for peace. So hug your friends, your loved ones, and your neighbors. May peace and love be with you all. Namaste.